Hello and welcome to another seminar on phonics by me, Tony. Today we're looking at IE and also IU. So first let's get straight into it with the single sounds. We have E, just a long E sound. So these two, IE, combine together to make E, chief, chief. Here we have, it becomes I. So they together to make I. Conscience, conscience. We're going to look at this one later. Next one, combination sounds. Remember, these two make two separate sounds. These are diphthongs. This is I, so easy, I-E, I-E. Fries, fries, like French fries, which in New Zealand we call chips or chops. Over here, again we have I-E, but it's got the R on the end, so I-E-O. So briar in America and briar in British or New Zealand pronunciation, briar. Here we have ear, again with the R, so ear, beer, not the drink, this is beer, which is quite a morbid word if you want to look it up. Next one is sexy. This is technically French, but we use it in English as well. The IE becomes A. Lingerie, lingerie, not lingerie, lingerie. And then we have our disconnected sounds. Now, these are only two letters, but in here we have three separate sounds because they're separate syllables. Diet, or more commonly, diet, diet, diet. Not diet, diet. For here we have, again, separate sounds. This actually has three syllables, A, L, N. So the IE, they're together, but the sounds are disconnected. So the A by itself, alien, alien. Here we have oriental. And it's interesting, in New Zealand we say oriental, O, so it's a full O, but in American, it's kind of between the O and A, so oriental, oriental. I say oriental, he says oriental. And here we have medieval. Now you see, they both make an E sound, but this one is elongated. So just to make it a bit easier to understand, I've put an apostrophe here to mark that this is emphasized. So it becomes medieval, medieval. Okay, and that brings us to our last one here, the type of dog, spaniel. Now, there's two ways to say it, so depending on how you say it, it might be in any category. So here you can see they kind of, how should I say, up to the N is the same. Span, span. Here it's a little bit different. E-L or yell. So this can be two syllables, span, E-L, or it can be spaniel. So if it's this way, it's two syllables, so it just becomes combination. But if it's this way, it becomes disconnected. Spaniel or spaniel. It's a subtle difference, but It's the difference between a combination sound and two disconnected sounds. For IU, we have just two sounds, and this is a unique one, so it's the only one that sounds like this with the IU combination. So just a couple of examples here of the regular one, which is ear, cranium, cranium, gymnasium. It looks super long, but it's just gymnasium. I guess it is super long. And there's a whole bunch of others. Sodium, pretty much every element name, aluminium, or as Americans say, aluminum. They actually changed the spelling too. And yeah, here's the other one. I or Aya. So depending on how you pronounce it, can be pronounced triumph or triumph. I personally pronounce it triumph, but I have heard many people say triumph. Next, let's have a look at Center Exam question something from January 2008. We have 4 words here, 3 of them make an I sound. So there's 3 I and just 1 I sound. How do we tell which is which? I'll show you. So first, remember we have the magic E, the E modifier. Which words have magic E? We have 1 and 3 magic E. Before I even say them, I'm going to go over the makeup of the words so you can find the answer. And next, so now we're left with 2 and 4. So we've got 2, this word here, and 4, this word here. I'm now writing in lowercase. So, how do we know which is which now? Which one's I, which one's it? Let's separate them into the syllables. I'm assuming you know the words that are here. If you don't, try to say them. Luckily I do, so I'm going to separate them for you. Which one do you think is going to be I? Remember back to our rule that says if a syllable ends with a vowel, the vowel is usually a strong sound. So, going by that rule, we have crisis and instinct, because it ends with an N. Instinct, crisis. So you know this is an I sound. So the correct answer is instinct. Now let's go through the other words just so you know. Remember, magic E turns this vowel into a strong sound as well. So number 1 is aside, aside. 2, I'll go through them in order. 2 is crisis because of the syllable ending with a vowel, crisis. Number 3, magic E again, same as this. Device, device. And number 4, because ends with N, instinct, instinct. And then we have how to answer that question. So let's get rid of this. We're left with instinct. I'm sorry if that's confusing. It looks like there's 3 right answers. Let's get rid of all of them except for instinct. When you're doing the center exam, just follow your instincts and my advice. That's all for today. with this, I'm going to say bye-bye. See you next time.